Not even death can save you from me.
Hello everyone, welcome on in, lovely to see you again. Let me check everything's working fine. This is loud in my ears. You can hear the music, you can hear me. What else would you need? Nothing else, we're good. Coffee. This is not proper coffee, but after, is it a week or 2 weeks? After 1 or 2 weeks, I've lost track of time, without a coffee machine at home, you're happy with something that is not proper coffee. It's sad. It's very, very sad. All right, plan for today. Actually, plan for today, we're going to need this. We are modding again for the very simple reason that I cannot play the game until I've updated not all of my mods. That would take a long time. I don't know, I think I'm about maybe 70, close to 70 mods now. So we're not updating all of them, just, you know, some of them, like big ones like Friends and Foes and Wares. There's also a tiny little things that I need to do there. So we'll continue with what we did last time. If you were there, I'll remind you what we did. And it's not because I think you don't remember, it's because I need to look at what we've done to remember where we are at, basically. Though I did mod after the stream, and now I remember. We were working on the companion Aria. We were working on the Aria companion, and I have given her the class Mabrigash. To be fair, Aria is originally a CM Partners companion, and she is either a witch or a healer, I forgot. Artio Maum, thank you so much for the follow. I butchered that name, I'm terribly sorry, but welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. I did not have a stream on Thursday because I overslept. But I did, I overslept like for a couple of years, maybe not a couple of years, for a year now. I wake up on my own at 7 o'clock, and since we have Latte, he comes in the bed between 7 and 7:30, so that works out just fine. I don't have an alarm set, unless I really have, you know, if I have a class that starts at 8 or 9, then I put the alarm because I really don't want to miss it. But for the stream, it's at 9 o'clock, like, and I completely overslept. I woke up, I forgot. Maybe it was 8 or 8. I forgot. I could have streamed, honestly, but, you know, like maybe you don't know, but I'm old, I guess, and I like to take the time to set things up, you know, go through my morning routine, check my setup and blah and blah. And I really don't like when I start streaming without having prepared a little bit for it. And so I did not stream, but I was like, my biggest incentive to stream was that I had a strong feeling that Prof would be up, and I know he gets up really early in the morning to be there for the stream, and I'm really sorry, Prof, that you woke up for nothing. You went back to bed, and I hope you felt rested when you woke up again. So that was the story about the stream. The shizzle, hello. The shizzle. The world's first fury. I must have missed something. You'll tell me, you'll explain it to me. So Aria, who was originally, I think, a healer, I made her a Mabrigash because I really want these companions to feel a little different. With CM Partners, they have 3 types, as you can see. We have the stealth, the combat, and the magic type. And as they level up, they get perks based on that. But other than that, whether you have a mage or a sorcerer, and like... So anyway, I decided to use some of the classes, either classes that are already in the game, such as the Mabrigash, or classes that I created for ahead of the classes. So she's a Mabrigash, and we find her in one of 4 or 5 Mabrigash camps. And if you remember 2 weeks ago, was it? We were like, yeah, what do we do as she levels up? Do we give her spells? Like I had so many theories, right? And so what I did eventually is nothing like what we nothing that we discussed. It didn't work because of the spells that are given to the mage companions as they level up. I realized that they were essentially the spells that we were giving her. So, you know, pointless. She would have 2 blind spell or 2 sound spells, or what's the point of that? So instead, here's what I've done. Yeah, I didn't do all that much. I didn't add the journal. When she reaches, I think I decided on level 7. When she reaches level 7, she tells you about a drain agility spell that she's learned either from the Mabrigash or her mother, I forgot. And then you can tell her to use one or the other. And here, spoiler, if you don't agree with her, she'll leave you there. And what I plan to do after that, it's filtered. What I plan to do, why would you, oh, we were at the very end of the playlist. The Elder Scrolls, Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim music. I just put everything in there. Artie, the mod that we're working on is a fork, I guess you could say, of my Friends and Foes mod. Friends and Foes, I don't know if you know it, but essentially adds bandits, like all kinds of NPCs that we want to attack you. That happens mostly in the wilderness and on the roads. And it also adds peaceful NPCs, some of them in town, but again, on the road as well. That was my biggest problem with mods such as Morrowind Comes Alive, like all the mods, MCA, even Starfire. They did add some NPCs on the roads, but not enough for my taste. And more importantly, they didn't move. I want people to move. Anyway, so Friends and Foes, and I had originally I had some nearly 200 companions, like generic companions in there, and then people didn't like it, so I made it an add-on, and now I'm working on a standalone version of this, which is why we have a bunch of NPC companions. All of these are companions. And how are they different from the add-on? They're different. In the add-on, they appear through leveled lists, which means that they would appear very randomly, which I liked. So it looked like, you know, they had a life, that sometimes they were in the guild, sometimes they were on the road, sometimes they were in a pub. The problem with level list, due to their very nature, is that you could go and play the game up to level 20, 25 and not come across a single companion, because Friends and Foes has close to 7,000 NPCs. So, you know, the odds of a companion getting there, yeah. So I want them to be standalone. I didn't want to do what MCA and CM Partners did in most companion mods, where they put the NPC somewhere and that's where they are every day, every hour of every day, and every hour of every night, whatever happens. So I have a middle ground for this mod where a single companion has 4 possible starting locations, but once they're there, they're there. So when you start your game, if you go, oh yes, I think it would be nice to get this companion, if you know of them, you can you know, actively look for that companion. You know he's a legionnaire, so you're going to go to Moonmoth and Frostmoth and Buckmoth I'm missing one. Ebonheart. Hawkmoth, like Ebonheart. So that's the first big thing that we're doing, and also we are slowly, ever so slowly, giving those companions a little bit more flavor. Already they all had a background topic where essentially a journal, actually you would have an idea of what they come from. A handful of them had a little quest is too big of a word, but we go with a little mini quest, sometimes micro quest, where based on their background, they would say, like, if from the background you understand that they absolutely hate the Mages Guild, if you're a member of the Mages Guild, that companion will decline to join you, or that companion you will know that, hey Doug, welcome on in. From their journal you would understand that they used to have that amazing pair of boots and you can find it again. And then for all of these quests, the reward is that your companion gets an extra ability. It's a buff. So essentially they just become generally stronger. And that's the only reward. I don't want to do a reward where you get an item or money or powers, because why would you? So the idea is if you do that mini quest for your companion, they become more loyal towards you, more faithful, and they will just give it their all and be better fighters and better companions. That's it. And we were working on Arya. And what I want to do, so that spell thing is basically you can you can lose her if you want to force her into something she doesn't want, and you know what she wants or doesn't want from her background, so you have to have read it. That's it. And what I want to do next, I think I already had the dialogue, but essentially when in the main quest you've talked to the wise woman in the Orshilaku camp, she will go, oh, you met a wise woman. And because, like, the story of Arya, her mother is a witch. She wanted Arya to be a witch, but she wanted to be a healer. She ran away and she spent some time with the Mabrigash, right? And so I feel that for someone who's got a witch-esque background and a healer background, Mabrigash is sort of the two, but on the, I don't want to say evil side, on the less side of things. The wise woman is both a magic user and a healer, and there's, you know, so that's it. Arya, who was brought up as a witch but wanted to be a healer, after spending time with the Mabrigash, she knows that being a wise woman, or at least being apprentice to a wise woman, is what she wants. And so once in the main quest you have talked and earned, like, obviously really talked to the wise woman, and she tells you about the prophecy, blah blah blah, spoiler spoiler spoiler, Arya is going to say, I want to go there. I want to go to the Orshilaku, and I want to see if the wise woman will accept me as an apprentice. And then later on, when you meet Arya again, then she will say, you know what, I've learned a great deal, but I want to adventure with you. And she joins you, plus she gets her buff. That's the idea for her quest. It's not much of a quest, I realize that. But one of the things I've been trying to do with the quest that I already have is to create some sort of interaction between the companions. There are also some creature companions. For example, you might remember if you played, you will remember if you played Morrowind Comes Alive, there is, what's her name? The Winged Twilight, Shariel. Shariel is a winged twilight / Dunmer hybrid. She's very pretty and everything, and she's a powerful companion, level 25, you know, that's pretty cool. And there is also in the creature companions, there is also an actual winged twilight. So if you happen to have Cheryl with you and you find the winged twilight, Cheryl is going to say something, and I think I made the winged twilight stronger. So that's what I mean by little connections between the companions, the creature companions. And now with Arya, what I'm trying to do is make a connection between the companions and the player's progress with the quests in general. So I'm really hoping to make things a little more dynamic and interesting. So yeah, that's what it is. I think I had written the dialogues for her already, but that was a few weeks ago. Let's find out. Yeah, it looks like I had. Want to become famous? Just yes. For a second, back out for a second with the beginning. Want to become famous? I was like, oh crap, we're getting spam again. But no. A Winged Twilight duplication on Death Mod. I don't think it would be nearly as fun as the Cliff Racer recursion mod. I think I'll have to find my own original idea to become Morrowind famous. I'll keep thinking about it. Quick, block. What's the other thing? What's the other thing? Mute. No, that's not what it is. The other one. Timeout. That's the one. Alright, so Arya, here's what happens when you are level 7 or more. If you have asked Arya about her background and you know a little bit about her, then this happens. She seems pensive and she says something about her spending time with the Madrigash. Here I did my usual and one of my favorite dialogue tricks, where I give the player two options but they lead to the same answer. It's such a cheap trick. I love it. So anyway, you express curiosity about what Madrigash can do, and then she tells you that she's actually learned a powerful drain spell to weaken the enemy. Either you say, oh yeah, that's cool, or you say, that's a weird spell for a healer, and again, it does the same thing. I prefer something deadlier. If you tell her that a drain agility spell, the Todd Howard trick. Peter Tax, hello. Are you using mods that enhance companion AI? Yes. And if you're curious about those, I've actually made a little mod list of all the Morrowind mods that make companions more manageable and more fun. I love companions. Love them. I don't know many games that do them right, and Morrowind is definitely not one of those games. Companions and Morrowind, I mean the vanilla one, the mercenary you get in Mournhold is just, it's a tragedy, blah. Then we have all the modded companions, and some of them are really quite amazing. I'm gonna have to find it. But we do need, where is it? Modders interview. We're looking for a thumbnail that looks like a party, like a D&D party. Too many. There we go. Companion mods. These are actual companion mods, creature companion mods, but the one that I want to show you, load. Brum. Companion management mods. Now, all of these mods are mods that make companions. I really need to update that because there's a newer version by Ohio. But anyway, it's still a good list. So this is a list. I'm going to put that in the chat. This is the list of companion management mods. Most of them require MWSE because they use never heard of features. Some of them are absolute must-have. Must-have is this one, but there's been an update by Spammer that is, it has one extra feature. I'll show you both. Companion health. This is the one that I listed, but this is the newer one. So the one that I listed, it gives you a little window like that with your companions. You have the names and their health, and that's great on its own. This one does a little more in the way that you can choose to also see the magicka and or the fatigue. That's optional. And you can also see the weapons they have equipped, as well as the spells. This one will show, and you can customize it. So now this is the one I use, but if you don't, this is smaller, more compact. This is gonna take a bit more space in your UI, especially if you have all the information. It's up to you, but this is a must-have. Even I argue that even if you don't have companions, when you want to do those stupid, frustrating escort quests, this makes them manageable because you can tell if your companion is fighting because you see their health going down. You can tell if you've lost them somewhere because you don't see their health bar anymore. Must have. Then as a must have, this or something similar when you can mark your companions, so when you recall, they recall with you. Not the must have. This is the other must have. Easy escort by Null Cascade, where companions, even and especially non-scripted companions, will follow you so much better. It's really, really hard to lose a companion when you have easy escort. Even the vanilla NPC pilgrim that wants you to walk all across the map because they want to go to a shrine that's miles away, you won't lose them. This is an absolute must-have. Also, if you don't have companions. Kill command is really, really nice. Like, you'll take a look. Move or take my place, a must-have. Even if you don't have companions, in my humble opinion, this is nice as well. Take a look. Take a look. There, like, I mean, I put them there. That's because I like them, and I like all of them. If you're looking for actual companion mods, this has most of them. Are there companions that I did not include? I did not include the ones, hey Static, I did not include the ones that are clearly quite generic, so they use a grumpy template. There's nothing wrong with that, but then they don't have a quest, they don't have a story, they don't have a personality. Then I didn't put them in the list. But even then, I did include a lot. And what I tried to do is for each of them, I use some tags. So you can see which ones are quested, which ones have really good quality writing to them, which companions actually have a clear personality. This one, is it still yeah, Orion is still working on it. But you see, so if you look at those, some of them come with a house. So if you do a simple search, then you can quickly go through all the companions that have their own home, where you could possibly move in if you wanted to. So yeah, and then they are the creature companion mods. So you have all of them. Again, I've listed pretty much all of them. This one is cute. I do like it. And I need to update it because we do have newer necromancy mods. Like, when did I write this? October. And I can rewrite it. It's just too many mods. Too many mods. Alright. So I did the part where she asks you about the drain agility. I believe my website is an entire encyclopedia, a little bit, a little bit. But I do like, it's just I really, really enjoy making mod lists. Especially when I'm trying to make mod lists for a specific class. So it's been a while since I did one, but you will find... Where's my last one? But like, you can make a search for a bard and you will get a mod list for a bard, and it includes all kinds of things, all sorts of mods that would make playing a bard feel quite unique. And there's tons of interviews, modders interviews. So if you like their mods, you can, you know, find out a little more about them, or even find out about other mods that they're currently working on and things like that. You should add your Imperial stables to the creature companion mod list as well. Yeah, it is. I don't know if it's an essential one, but having a creature with you and being able to park them, I do like that. Just take a look, see what you like. I do personally, I really recommend the modders interview. That's something that I'm possibly the most proud of, you know. I feel, I mean, okay, I say it before, but it's so true. You don't mod Morrowind for glory and fame. You don't, you know, you mod Skyrim, maybe. So I really like that modders get a little bit of a spotlight. It's not like there's huge traffic on my blog, but yeah, there we go. I will have to update for sure. Easy escort is great. I never have to worry that a companion stopped following me when I... Exactly. And with the later version, I mean, it's been a while since Null Cascade updated it, but with the last update, you can even COC with a console and the companion, like a basic regular Joe NPC that is currently following you, even if they're not scripted and don't have anything, will follow you when you COC. It's like... It's just amazing. It's just amazing. All right, so Arya, if you tell her that draining agility and... Ooh, see, I was tired when I was doing that. So she learned a spell where she can drain agility and willpower, which I feel is quite in line with what the Mabrigash could really do. Now, I don't know about them sucking the essence of man. See an innuendo there if you want or not, but I feel that draining agility and willpower would be a way to weaken a man in that case and keep them prisoner for a while, whatever you wish to do with them. So she will get that spell unless you tell her, nah, that's not good enough, I want something to kill, in which case she tells you that you're as bad as her mother and she wants you to go away. Then, okay, I did write the dialogue. Not endurance and willpower. That's a fair point, Skink. I think I was debating between the two. In the end, I chose agility. I think that in terms of gameplay, if you reduce the agility of a player, of an NPC, sorry, you increase your chance of hitting them. If you reduce their endurance, you reduce how much they carry, so possibly they could become encumbered. It reduces their fatigue. So, like, I feel that in most gameplays, if you're playing as a monk hand-to-hand, that's good. If you're somehow making use of the burden spell a lot, which I feel nobody does, that could be useful. That's why I went with drain agility. Simply when their agility is drained, and that's the same for the player, you are hit a lot more. So I went with that. However, happy to hear counter arguments. This is fairly easy to change. It's also great because companions can finally travel to modded areas with you that were reached by scripted transport. True. I remember old companion mods, they would actually have to be given a topic, travel to Mournhold. And obviously when you're going to Tamriel Rebuilt, it's, I mean, you go by boat, at least that works. But yes, easy escort, hands down, it's a must-have. Even if you don't want companions, you want it. Like, just to be able to do those quests where there's an NPC in tow. Right, and that's what I was telling you. I need to look at my journal. So, once you've sorted the whole drain agility, are we okay with the agility? Have I convinced you or not? Feel free to argue. I will listen to arguments and then not even ignore them if that makes sense. So once you've sorted out the when she gets her new drain agility and willpower spell later on, once you have, this is the point in the main quest where you have seen Soul Metal, he gives you a challenge, you complete it. I don't want to spoil the game. Who knows? I mean, there are so many people that tell me, yeah, Morrowind, love it, I play it, hours and hours and hours. Main quest? No, never done it. So I don't want to spoil it, but after you've met the Ashlanders and they've accepted you, this is where. So at that point, Arya says, ooh, you met her, and she says, well, I want to go. And that's where you get the options, where you can tell her, choice 7, sure, it's your life, go. Or you're really, really selfish and you say, but what about me? In a really, really whiny voice. Twice as whiny if you're a Bosmer. I think I did that properly. So exactly. When you tell her that she can go, she thanks you for understanding. And this is a little bit clunky, but I think that's the only way I can do it. This is where she tells you, okay, all right, let's get things ready for my departure. So she stops being a companion and she'll wander around. And I tell the player to use companion share now to retrieve whatever item she was carrying for you. And then once you've done that, how did I do that? Choice 7? Choice 7. Yeah, I did not finish that. That's what I didn't finish. And then once you retrieved your things and you talk to her again, but I'm gonna have to change that clearly, then I will use a position cell line to teleport her to the Vibragash. Let me catch up with you guys. Easy is called does cause problem in more. Yes, prof. That's exactly why. Originally, I would have a position cell and goodbye, and they go away. But that's exactly why I need to do things like 2 steps. Step 1, they stop being your companion, but you retrieve your stuff. And step 2, they teleport away. That's the problem I had with Akul. And so now I know you need to say, you're not my companion anymore. You start working around and they walk away, and then you can teleport them elsewhere. So I've had the issue when I tested the quest and I sorted it out. Our objects separate from mash list and mash. Mash lists only merge level lists. They do nothing with objects. They only deal with this, with the level list. Whereas if you want to merge your objects, you will want to use test 3 merge as Prof is saying. So you need both. JD, sup? Are you gonna be doing some scripting on this stream? No. No, I'm not. Nothing that I would dare qualify as scripting. If I use a script, it's going to be something very simple, and it's not, I don't even like go and write it. I just look at other scripts and then I'm able to put my script together. So it's noob. It's like slightly below noob level. I don't actually do scripting. I can't. I can't. Sorry, if that's something you really want to see. Do I know other modders that do a lot of scripting and stream? Not that many. If you occasionally, Merlord, who created Ashfall among other mods, but Ashfall is the one that people will know, occasionally he does some scripting, I mean some streaming while modding, which happens to be mostly code. So it's not going to be Morrowind scripting, but coding. I can't think, there aren't too many people that mod and do streams at the same time. Oh, Abbott. You want to take a look at Abbott on YouTube or Twitch. He's on both. Most of the time he plays, but as he plays, if he spots an issue, he's gonna go and fix it right away. And he knows scripting and coding, so you will see some of that in his streams based on what's happening. Really, Prof? I haven't looked at it. Like, I've been not even following, like in the MMC we have, where are you, tools. No, it's not an alert, there's too many things. It's not an embassy. It's a hosted mod. Where is it? Somewhere there is modding tools. I'm not seeing it right now, but I promise you it's in there. There is modding tools, and Arfuso with Null Cascade. I know Eddie has been helping as well. Come on, I have to find it. Mod I can't find it. It's always like that. Even if I know something is somewhere, I cannot find it. I don't think it's in the hosted mods. Is it in Embassy, MGO Blender, Modding Hall? Alright, I'm not seeing it. General development. Mod tools. There it is. So in there, those people have been working on they've been working on mlocks. Arfuso has created a whole new fork of mlocks that is so much better than the previous one because it has a number of automated things and checks. So I've kind of been keeping an eye on things, but you know, when I see things like that, I go, okay. I did not realize that Test 3 Merge had now. So can you tell me a little bit more? Is it that it merges the Test 3 command merge level list, or it uses mash lists? Like, both are good actually, but I'll have to, oh, would it be on the Nexus? Pink Nexus. Oh, you're being so slow. Thank you. Is it officially updated? 17th of June. That is recent. Maybe more information. The last time it was updated said test files was no longer needed. Okay. See that what I was saying? Arfuso and Null Cascade working on it together. Honestly, even if I look at the changelog, I'll probably... Yeah, But that's definitely good news. I have not updated it myself. I haven't played in weeks. So that's definitely good news. I know those guys are doing amazing work, making things a little more simple. I mean, let's be honest, we love Morrowind, we love it. You can't say no. Like, I'm gonna ignore you in the chat if you say no. Hey Alondro, damn it, I was looking at the chat. I can't ignore the chat. What I was gonna say is, as much as we love Morrowind, modding it, it's not as simple as modding Skyrim or, yeah, Skyrim, where you go click, 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 and play. And usually that works out just fine. With Morrowind, you need to learn how to install manually. You need to learn a couple of tools to merge your list and your objects at the very least. You need to learn extra things. So it's well worth the effort. Definitely. Voig, hey, welcome back. Abbott also explained what he's doing most of the time. Yes, I personally, I absolutely adore when I catch Abbott stream. It's always a pleasure because, well, we can catch up and we can talk about whatever latest development on the modding scenes are happening. But also there's a fairly good chance that I'm gonna spot something in Abbott's game and I go, hang on, what was that? And so it's the mod blah blah blah. Like I do know quite a bit of mods. I'm not the most knowledgeable person, but I do know quite a bit of mods. Watching Abbott stream, usually I end up with a list of 1 or 2 mods that I want to check out. And then the other thing, as you were saying, yeah, Abbott explains like what he sees in the game, and if he sees an issue, he goes, oh, it could be this, it could be that. Like, you learn so much about modding watching his stream. So it's a Morrowind cocktail of gameplay, modding, discovering mods, and, you know, chatting. So highly recommend it. Alonso, I played for years with broken level lists before I learned merge lists were a thing. I mean, honestly, even today on the Nexus, somebody said, do I really need to use those tools that you mentioned? And I said, yes, you absolutely do. But the truth being said, we've played without merging our list for the longest time. It doesn't break the game. It doesn't. Like, your game works fine. It's just that the content added by mods might be overwritten by other mods and you'll never see it. But unless you actively go, like, hang on, I should have tomatoes in my list of ingredients, and then I never see them. But it's quite rare. Kalinta, you're saying you reached a point where you finally feel satisfied with your Morrowind mod list. Nice. I've been building it since before the modathon. But I've been so burnt out from playtesting that I even want to play now. Get that. I do get that. The only way I can play, usually, it doesn't always work, is by streaming. Otherwise I'm just too tempted to just keep modding and modding and modding, which I am doing anyway. But I get that, Kalinta. The feeling is real. It's really, really real. Oh, Alonso, by the way, congratulations, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go. Nexus, Morrowind. Yes, I thought I saw it. Congratulations on making it hot mod. I still have to download and install and then play your mod. But I'm super keen because I adore companions. I adore companions. So I was really happy to see that you made it to the, what do they call them? Hot files. So looking forward to that. Very much so. I just wanted to chill today, so I did a fresh install of Oblivion just to play Shivering Isles. You know what? Yesterday I did an hour of more Oblivion. It's not Oblivion, it's more Oblivion. But I find it oddly refreshing. It's like I'm playing vanilla Morrowind, but it's not Morrowind exactly, so it's still a bit different. So far I'm enjoying it, though there are things like, oh, this happens, because normally there would be a mod in Morrowind that fixes it. And then you remembered why you don't play Oblivion anymore. Did you do the Shivering Isles? I mean, the Shivering Isles is really, really cool. Even if you don't like Oblivion, Shivering Isles, you gotta like it. You might not love it, but it's pretty good. Multi-patch, I should have said not test files. I was confused because test files is something to put together a mod, right? It's gonna create an archive for your mod. But I read through that. So multi-patch. Okay. So it uses the test3 command. Merge that, those level lists, the summon creature fixes the self box and everything. Okay. Do you know if they use the 0.37 or the 0.4? I'd assume, I hope it's the 0.3 something. That would be bad news for wares. When I play more Oblivion, I end up missing Morrowind mods. Oblivion mods just aren't the same. I agree. I agree, Skink. Like, playing more Oblivion, I was like, ugh. What? Can I press enter to say okay? No, I have to go and click on okay. Like, little things. Little quality of life mods that we've had for Morrowind for quite a while now. And finding that I don't have that in Oblivion is a bit annoying. But Shivering Eyes is great, but there's so much in Oblivion, it just takes me out of the experience. What is the biggest thing that breaks your immersion? It's not the potato heads, you've mudded those out. You must have. Who did I talk to? I think it's Daggerfall Team, who's the current lead dev for more Oblivion. And when he plays Oblivion, he plays with the vanilla faces. He doesn't mod the potato faces out. And I was like, wow. Which goes to show that it's to each their own with mods. Over the top aggro lines for me. With the when you're fighting, yeah? You mean in combat or generally speaking? Cold cafe au lait. It's not like a cappuccino in combat. I haven't fought that much, so hasn't bothered me. Shall we go back to modding? That's where we were. So, and that's what I need to finish. And I need to do it in 2 so that Easy Escort doesn't bring back a companion that supposedly, you know, left you. Not really a fan of the clanging sounds of weapon. Yeah, those, I must say the combat, together with the fact that you have to hit multiple times, but I'm sure there's a mod for that. Definitely. I remember something, I won't remember the name, but there was definitely a mod for the Oblivion combat sound. Yes. This is what I need to do. There. Where? Yeah, why do I have a space here? That's too bad. And this, I'm gonna have to write it down. Normally, I'm pretty sure I had something. No. I'm out of blue pen. And blue pen is out of ink. Fortunately, I bought my ink cartridges. You never found a mod to fix it. Come on, come out. And then I spill all of them on my table. Typical. I'm pretty sure there was something. Come on, come in. I love fountain pens. It's just that, you know, to get them to work, you need the cartridge and then you need to feed it a little bit of ink to get it going. And then we're good. Okay. So, really, when doing a quest, especially when doing it like that, like without planning too much, I definitely need. So, we have journal entry 10 and 11. 10 is she gets the drain agility spell. 11 is where you told her that you wanted her to use deadly spells and she's out. That's the end of the quest. She leaves. 15 is where she wants to leave, and she wants to leave. I'll leave it there. I try to do something where in the same dialogue she goes, "Oh, you met a wise woman. I think I want to go. Yeah, okay. Well, take your things. I'm gonna go. See you. Bye." I need to break it into different things. So 15, she just tells you, "I want to go," and then you talk to her again. And I would be 20 where she's going, and 21 where you tell her, "No, I refuse to let you go. You have to stay with me." And then again, she's out. So this companion, I basically give the player 2 opportunities to get her so upset that she refuses to talk to you. Alright. Which leaves us at 25. We meet at the Ashlamber camp, and you get the buff. I think that's what it's going to be like. So I skipped something. She wants to go. 20. She goes. Space. She goes forever. This is where the quest can finish, and it's 21. You meet again. For now, I'm gonna put it at 25. It might be the end, it might not be. We'll see. Alright, let's go back to the dialogues and make this work. Here. So we're here. This is the dialogue if you get her upset the first time round. She says, "We have nothing to talk about," and that's all she's gonna say to you, so you won't get a chance to go to her inventory again. Unless you kill her, I guess. Alright. You met the wise woman. You express interest. You have to choose whether she goes or not. Not too sure how to break this up, because if I put here that, okay, let's do that. 15. But what I need to do is something like if you talk to her again, she'll give you the choice again. I'm not entirely sure about this one. It might get messy. We'll see. We'll see. I will put it there anyway. You say yes. She opens her bag. Was there anything? Actually, I need to test that when I put this there, you have access. And here, that's where we have our journal. 20, when we told her she can go. Hey Glisp, same thing as the last time. Finishing my Mabragash companion, but I want to finish it quick so we can look at the next companion, because it's the best part, where you try to decide who they are and what's gonna happen with them. Oh, you mean COVID, right? Because it would be quite worrisome. COVID is not great either. Okay, well, this is not a time to barbecue with your neighbor or do any sort of informal neighborly gathering, I guess. Okay, I put my journal 20. And then here, it's actually when you talk to her again. I still don't like that. It feels a little but we'll see how it goes. Oh, and I need to find a position cell. The corpus. Corpus wouldn't be so surprising now, would it? We want Orshalaku Camp, Wise Women's Yurt. I need to get the very precise location. Where do I put her? It's not like there's much, you know, space to stand in there. Of course, there's right in the middle, but that's not ideal. I think. Hey, Max. It's like, what? How many bedrolls does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4. She's got 4 bedrolls in her tiny yurt. I mean, I suppose the yurt is a little bit of an infirmary as well for the camp. It's not rigged, Max. You're just too late. Almost 2 hours too late. What did you expect? But hey, it's lovely to see you. What about NPCs? I mean, I could place any sort of NPC, but let's take a look at Arya because she's currently naked. Guess we'll want her to be here. She looks naked. She is not, okay? She exists. Oh, I remember. Because originally she was a healer, I had given her a bunch of healing potions. Do we still want to give her all of that? Maybe not all of it. Let's she can give a standard healing potion and then, you know, curative potions. Because she wants to be a healer, and that goes naked. Almost. And then for the clothes, she will be wearing some Ashlander garb. But we don't know which exactly. When I was thinking of a better way to place and find the companions, because I realized I made it quite tricky. Having the companions in level list, meaning they could appear anywhere at any time, and then also give them random clothing, means that, of course, a player could be completely unlucky and never see a companion. But also, if you don't know their face and their hair, and if you don't look at the name of every NPC you walk by, you really could just miss the companion. So for a while I was thinking, okay, companions can stay in the level list. I like them moving around, but they're going to have one outfit. That way you can recognize them instantly if you happen to find them. With my option, because they can be in only 4 different places, only just the one with the open MW, they still have somewhat random gear. So in her case, she's wearing Ashlander clothing. Alright. Where's my dialogue window? Where did I put my dialogue window? I moved it out. Or I closed it? I did close it, okay. There we go. There we are. Okay, the name of the cell is this. And the position we want -70, 145, 6, and I'm gonna leave the last one is supposed to be, you know, whether they're facing south, east, west, or north. But I think that NPCs sort of just go back to 0 all the time. So we'll leave it like that for now. Okay. All right. Now we have to do option 8. Option 8. Aria stares blankly. You? What of you? This is my life. It's my life. I don't know just how whiny we want her to get. She's not completely nude. Look. She's got a vanilla friendly underwear. It's okay. It's okay. So help me guys, because you are definitely more inspired than me. She says, yes, that's what I must do. I will spend time with her, blah, 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 blah. And you say, what of me? To which she replies, first of all, she stares blankly. You? What of you? This is my life. Does she go on a rant straight away? Like you could interject and say, well, it might be your life, but I've invested time and money in you. I've taken you from a miserable Mabragash camp and I've taken you out to see the world. You owe me. Or does she go straight away? It's made for people. It is made, but Marks, spoiler. What's the name of that? Is it Green Sun? Is that the name of the movie? I think. Spoiler. How do you like the idea of adding some unit dialogue if the player's class is a witch hunter? Ooh, I like that. In fact, okay, there's a couple of things that I need to check. Because we can check for class in dialogues. There is something. Okay. The better way to do that, rather than blindly go through, we go Morrowind functions. That is the one. The unofficial Elder Scrolls wiki to the rescue once again. Class, Guardian class, enable class. Actually, it might not be here. I would need to look at, this is not it, at a dialogue tutorial. It's not there. It's gonna be hard to find. Morrowind, modding, dialogue. This is like a looking in the dark. Yeah, this is not gonna be enough because I really need a detail of all the functions. All right, let's take a look. We know everything. We know Dark F Guy is playing Slay the Spire. I love that game. I really, really enjoy that game. All right. So I was looking at PC health. That's not it. It might be a global. Oh, it's not PC health. It might just be class. It's not there. It might be, how is it? I think there is something for class, but obviously like classes have a number associated to them, and it's nice. That the 3 suggestions. There's my own mod. Thank you. Morrowind classes, dialogue, yeah. Morrowind token, PC classes, maybe generate dialogue. My trade. Yeah, this. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hang on. I'm an idiot. No, I'm not, unfortunately. There is, you know, we have PC faction, PC rank. There is something. PC armor, control, county, level, Lebanese, weapon, align, bet. There is something for the class. And then all the vanilla playable classes, PC thief, PC visit. There is something, I'm fairly certain I've seen it a long, long while ago. And then each classes have a number. I thought you knew everything about Morrowind. Right? Right? Searching for the darkest secrets of Vardenfell, how to get dialogue to work properly, only the most arcane of magic. Yes! Yes, indeed. Hey, Yorklak. With multiple names, Calf. I'm having such a hard time remembering one name, and then people with multiple names. But welcome on in. Thank you so much for tuning in. There is something. Anyone will remember? Oh, it might be a global because it affects the player. PC, not lore, gold, crime, known, race. Just like the PC races where, I forgot, but say 01 is for Argonian. I'm pretty sure there is something. Can we think of an example in... no, don't worry about it. Can we think of an example in the game where you get different dialogue based on your class? Maybe it just doesn't exist. So we have not class. Do we have just class? No chance. No, we have not class. Not so useful. So this and that, the good thing is it actually lists all the names. But I could in her greeting, when you talk to her, the PC class is something you put in the dialogue here, like you put PC class, and then in the game is going to say acrobat. So it's not the same thing. Maybe I was thinking of the not class, but I could in her conversation topic. Conversation topic is the topic for these companions where you can recruit them. As user, define class GMST. I don't know how to use that in a dialogue though. This will return the class of the player, but I don't think I can use that in a dialogue. But that's fine. We do have an alternative. Where? Maybe just a temple. Yeah, that could work as well. I guess we would go with the temple. They're the one that would be hunting down the heretics. I think the temple would be more suitable. But here's what we can do. Where's my conversation topic? There. And what I've done, you see these companions here, for example, they refuse to talk to you depending on the condition and things. So we could go for Arya. Either if the player is part of the temple, I don't talk to temple fanatics. They tend to kill Mabrigashis first, ask questions second. Now you see why I say I am not a writer. It's like, could we be more cliche or less inspired? Maybe a little, but would be a close call. Alright, we could do that. So if you are a member of the temple, Arya will have nothing to do with you. But we need more, because the temple has a disagreement with the Ashlanders because they believe in the Nerevarine prophecies, la-di-da-di-da-di-da, and the temple says, that's not true. However, if you've never done the main quest, cover your ears, do it now, Good. However, at some point, the temple recognizes the Nerevarine, so it shouldn't matter to her. Do I add, if you're a member of the temple and you haven't reached a point in the main quest where the temple accepts the beliefs of the Ashlanders, essentially, let's do that. Now we just need to find, where is Milo gone? Path of the Incarnate. At which point? Unify Oshanaku, Redoran Borgren, Ordinator. I'm trying to find the point where all Hortator, whole Nerevarine. There we go. This is where it starts, where the archcanon says, hey, you know what, we should talk. So that's where they take you seriously. Then you meet. Private quarters wanted me to speak with me, avoid confrontation with the other some cause because spilling blood, blah blah blah. Spoken with a high faint ordinators, but okay, this is where. Alright. So when we reach the B8 Meet Vivek quest 5, from that point on, I don't know if we want to go to the point where you meet Vivek. The point where the ordinators are not killing you just because you're the Nerevarine. Or you think it's better to wait until you meet Vivek? The thing is, then it's gonna be a long time for the player to ever be able to recruit Arya. Because joining the temple is something that can happen fairly quickly, right? I think I'll leave it there. It's already quite far in the main quest. We still have options though. That's the first one. I know, conversation topic. Where Arya won't join you if you're part of the temple unless you got to the point where the temple is not against the Nerevarine. B8 Meet Vivek from 5 or more. That's our first option. No, but first you have to go through the tunnel and everything, so yeah, it shouldn't make a big difference. That is the first option. The other option we can do is go with the if you are not a witch hunter, this is a little... If you are not a witch hunter, then she gives you... Yeah, no, that's gonna be tricky. I think we'll leave it at that. That's what it is, yes. More exclusive companions. Because with so many companions, I don't really want the players to just... You know, take the first one, say Marianne the Castor, because she's right there in Seidenine and she agrees to follow you. So that's it. You take Marianne the Castor with you, even though she is... What's her story? She was part of the Legion and... I don't remember her story. But you know, when you play Morrowind Comes Alive, you will take Marianne the Castor because she's there. But you don't go... Yeah, but hang on, I don't think she's the sort of person my character would get along with. So here, it's the NPCs that, based on your class, your faction, what you've done, how you completed quests, will like you or not. So I think we do that. Then I can... Alright. Sorry, Peace Race. I don't talk to temple fanatics. They tend to kill my Bagashis first, ask questions seconds. We'll leave it at that. She was sent to meet Caius to become a Blade member, but he sent her away. That might be it. But I think she did join the Legion at some point. Hang on. Hang on. Companions' journals. Is it Marianne with 2 N's? Catherine, Marianne the Castor. This, I'm sorry, this is quite small. Let's make that a little more readable for you guys. And for me, let's not lie. Alright. I was kicked out of the Legion. I was approached by an Imperial agent. You're right. You're right. And I was not completely wrong. So the two of us together, we got the whole story. So there's that. Obviously, with Marianne and her sister Catherine, there's clearly something to do there. We'll see what it is. So you're right. But anyway, yes, we want exclusive companions where companions have their say whether they follow you or not. That's the idea. So now we have this. Arya will not join the player if they are a member of the temple, unless the temple has reached a point where, you know, they're at peace with the Ashlanders. Maybe it's a big word. It's a big word. We still have to finish where we started, though. Now that we have that, but we'll keep. It would be so nice to be able to detect the class. There might be a way in the construction set. There's definitely a way with Lua, but I don't want more Lua in that mod. We're fine with what we have. So you didn't tell me because I got off on a different path. What do we do? Does she get upset immediately and say that you're just trying to control her and she's out of here? Hey, yes, I just said Lua and I said I didn't want it. That's not exactly it. I just said that I didn't want to look for a Lua solution for something that is not really needed. That's more accurate. So Arya, she says, ooh, you met a wise woman. You know what? I think I want to go and talk to her and see if I can be her apprentice. And you say, like a big baby, yeah, but what about me? Maybe. What of me? You owe me, you know. Right. That way the player sounds a little more possessive and selfish, so she can react a little more violently. You? What of you? This is my life. You are not... Do not let me write dialogues, guys. It's just so bad. You are not my mother. Even if you were, you could not control me. That's right. She has a mummy issue, okay? That's her thing. That's all I had to begin with her. We are done here. No. That's too harsh. Because the player might go, oh yeah, my character is kind of selfish, I should do that. So let's have a choice. This is a good warning for the player that maybe you shouldn't try to control her. Choice, we say... I should have left you in the dirt with the Mabragash. That sounds disdainful enough, right? You and moi, goodbye. I believe we are at choice 9, and the second one, I didn't mean to... I didn't mean it. Okay, alright. I'm going back to what I added without the you owe me thing. What of me? There we go. I didn't mean... How do we apologize without, you know, humiliating ourselves? I want to go see the Mabragash. But what of me? You? What of you? This is my life. You're not my mother. Even if you were, you could not control me. I only meant... I would miss you. But this is indeed your choice. There we go. And now we go back to 7. I am putting it down because if I say choice 7 needs to be up there. And so it is. Now we just need to do choice 9 where she goes bonkers and she leaves you. Choice 9. What did I say? I should have left you in the dirt with the Mabragash. I should have stayed. Fine. Fine. Something like there's no point traveling together anymore. Absolutely hate the dialogue window. It's just, even with glasses, it's just so unpleasant to look at. And when you can't type already, you know. I only meant I would miss you, but this is indeed no. I should have left you saying I can't type. This is so sad. So sad. I should have left you in the dirt with the Mabragash. To which she said, I should have stayed in the dirt with the Mabragash. So she agrees, basically. At this point, the Nerevarine already knows that they're officially... At this point, you were either not a member of the temple when you talk to her, or you know you are the Nerevarine. What did you have in mind? There. This is goodbye, I think. I'm just surprised in my previous dialogue where we disagree. And this needs to be below. When she disagree, updating the journal is not good enough. I need to put a warning now. Use companion share to retrieve your items while you can. There we go. Because then the next time you talk to her, where did I put it? Yes, I'm gonna put that at the top. The next time you talk to her, she refuses to talk to you. I'm not putting a goodbye just in case the player didn't actually take their things back. They will still have a chance. We'll go with that. I should have stayed in the dirty, of course, in the dirt with the Mabragash. This is goodbye, I think. And here we go, journal, area, and this is 21. and the warning. Again, use companion share to retrieve your items while you can. Because the next time you talk, she doesn't want to talk to you about anything and you lose the disposition, meaning she is not. She can't be your companion anymore if you don't have the disposition. Feeling hungry. I mean, I can have coffee, but this coffee doesn't work like my cappuccino. I can have a cappuccino and I don't feel so hungry for a while. All right. Let's put that into words. This is the journal entry you get after she said, "Ooh, you met the wise woman. I should like to meet her." Arya told me she wanted to meet a wise woman herself. And become her apprentice. Arya is going to the Orshalaku camp, where she hopes to become apprentice to, what's the name of the wise woman again? Nibena something. I should delete her now. I just needed the Nibani Maesa. Arya is going to the Oshlaku camp where she hopes to become apprentice to Nibani Maesa. I should pay her a visit when I can. Again. Yes, Joseph, that's the other way you can retrieve your things, for sure. For sure. It's really bad when they just teleport away, or MCA companions actually have a script. Every MCA NPCs, they actually have a script. When they're dead, you cannot activate them. It's very frustrating. $21. Arya. Would not be reasonable. No. Arya and I have parted ways. That's the thing with journals. Like, I don't really have flair to write dialogues, but with journal, I don't want to tell the player what their character thinks. So, you know, I could say Arya and I have parted ways. She is ungrateful or whatever. But I don't know how the player would feel. Arya and I have parted ways. I'm gonna leave it at that. And yes, you're absolutely right. Honestly, a wise woman, I mean, this one is sort of open-minded. She's willing to accept that an Outlander could be the Nerevarine reincarnated, which is quite a blow, I think, for the Ashlander, that their national hero, their spiritual leader, would be reincarnated in an Enwa or an Outlander. That's a big pill to swallow. But this is what I'm going to use when you meet her again, and she says, like Arya will say, I could not become her apprentice, but she was kind enough to teach me a few things. And that's why she goes with you again. I met Arya again. She was disappointed. She was disappointed she could not be apprenticed to and go Nibani. Myself. This is so annoying, that terrible memory of mine. Like, if I see the name, I'll tell you, yeah, that's the Oshalaku Wise Woman. But if you ask me, what's the Oshalaku Wise Woman's name, I go, Neme. Like that. Perhaps the second quest part could be that she only accepts her as her apprentice because you are the Nerevarine. Oh, yes, we can do that. I mean, at this point in the quest, you've already met her and she's already told you about the triumphs. We could do it that if you've completed... Yeah, let's do that. Would not take an Outlander for an apprentice. Maybe I can convince her otherwise. All right, let's add a few options. 25, you meet again. And Arya says, it's no-go, it didn't work. 30 is when you talk to the wise woman. And based on your progress on the main quest, i.e. how many trials you've completed, i.e. are you recognized as the true Nerevarine? So either you are not at that point yet, and the journal will tell you that you could not convince Nibani, that you should try again once you've passed all the trials. Or you have passed all the trial, Nibani told you you are the Nerevarine, and so you can convince her. You said, look, if an Outlander can be the Nerevarine, why would an Outlander not be able to be an apprentice wise woman? Oh, but then it means... if you can convince the wise woman to take Arya, then it means Arya becomes her apprentice, and then you lose your companion. Do I make that another way to finish the... That's cruel. It's like, yes, you got the best option. Yes, you could convince her to take Arya as an apprentice. Therefore, Arya is not your companion. Too bad. Where really the best outcome here would be that you cannot convince her, and then Arya says, okay, fine, I'll go with you then. But like, if you convince, like, if she does become the apprentice, well, then you don't have a companion. Like, it's like, what should be the best outcome is not good. If you convince the wise woman, maybe she could say that even though she would be willing to accept Arya as an apprentice, the clan would never. It's good for Arya, I know. Like, she would say, all right, you convince me. I would take her as an apprentice, but the clan, you know, everybody in the Ashcan and everybody else, the clan would not. However, I can give Arya scrolls to study. Would that be a better alternative? Or just keep it? Okay, other option. I hope you're following, this is complicated. Other option, you are the Nerevarine, you can convince her, Arya stays with her, and when you talk to Arya, she says, I've written down everything I've learned so far, and you get to pick a spell for yourself. It's a bit like a, what do you call it, a consolation prize. I don't know, I'm not sure. You guys, you tell me. You can make it so that it's open-ended. She's not ready to be my apprentice, but perhaps I might take her on one day. Yeah, that's the simplest way, isn't it? And then hope that the player never, you know, the very dedicated player, every time Arya levels up, they go back to the wise woman and say, so will you take her as an apprentice now? Will you? Will you? And then I get a bug report saying, I'm level 100, so is Arya, and she's still not good enough to be apprenticed to the wise woman? What gives? But that's probably the simplest option. So we get there, we talk to Arya, and she says, she doesn't want to take me, try to convince her. You talk to her, the wise woman, and she says, well, she's not ready to be my apprentice. I mean, what if the player and Arya are already level, 50, while the wise woman is level 18? It's kind of hard to believe that it's because Arya is not ready. More socks, welcome. Or just have it as, yes, she is my apprentice, but she conveniently has a lot of free time to travel with you. I need her to be back for the full moon. Other than that, go nuts. Sort of the Skyrim approach to companions, yes, except it's completely fake and we knew it. Or, yes, she is my apprentice. I have... But now she needs to go out and practice. Something like that, maybe? She is my apprentice. I have already taught her many things. She needs to, get the heck out of there. Maybe something like that. All right, okay. How about that? Nibani Mesa has taught Arya all she could, given that Arya is not a member of the clan. And now we just avoid the thing entirely, right? We don't have to go, we want to convince her. We just... She has already learned all she could. So we don't ignore the fact that a Breton would never become an apprentice to a wise woman. But we don't have to try to work our way around it. I think I like that. Yeah, I think I'll do that and finish, which was originally what we had. We need to go back to the greetings. So that was the I'll never talk to you again. All right. This is Aria. Once we are at 20, and we are in the wise woman cell, I'm gonna put that as a, you know, extra precaution. We see Aria, and her greeting is long time no see. I don't know. Long time no see, friend. I don't know. Maybe, you know, Aria teleported to the Orshalaku as I was in the Orshalaku. Welcome, friend. I find that I use friend all the time because I don't want to put PC name, PC class. Welcome, friend. It is good to see you again. Honestly, to be really, to make this nice and polished, I should have a day counter and something that checks how many days it's been since the last journal update, blah, 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 but I'm not going to bother. Meaning, yes, there is nothing that prevents the player from saying, bye, Aria, go talk to the wise woman, best of luck, teleport to the Orshalaku camp and talk to Aria, and boom, she'll say, hey, it's amazing, I've learned so many things since we last spoke. It's up to the player whether they want to take the shortcut or not. It's good to see you again. And you? Have you found what you, I don't know, something like, not have you succeeded and not have you found what you were searching for? And you? How about that? Did I leave a U somewhere? Did I correct it already? I think I corrected it already. I think. We were at choice then. And you, how are you getting along with the Ashlanders? As well as an Outlander can. Nibani has taught me all she could, given that I am not a clan member, a member of the clan. I was gonna go with clan friends. Oh, that was yours. Okay, good. I hope your journey fared well. That's prettier than what I said. In fact, let's have both. I am not the person who is going to make fun or comment about typos, between typos and then genuine, you know, English mistakes. I mean, you can see, right? Nibani has told me all she could, given that I am not a member of their clan. I would love to travel with you again if you'd like. There. That's it. Also, let's see how I did it with Aqua. That's what I did. And we're gonna, there we go. That's any successful quest with companion ends up with the companion getting the companion buff. I'll check what it is in a bit. I'm gonna change that to 100 because it will be the last entry. Right. And that is the end. Alright, that companion buff, you'll tell me if you feel that's too much, not enough. Spell making. I'm so blind, spell making. So they have greater willpower, meaning they will resist magic more. More health, fatigue, and magicka, and they are immune to common and blight diseases. This is more quality of life thing. I don't think the player will really notice. This happens, I mean, for Arya, it takes quite a while to get there. Like, you need to get quite far into the main quest for her to do that. You need to not have been a jerk to her at all. I don't know. This simply should make your companions a little sturdier, less in need of babysitting. That's the idea. It's an ability, so it cannot be dispelled. I mean, I could just give them a restore health, and then you will never have to worry about them ever again. But I don't want to do that because then it sort of makes mage type companion useless, where they can heal the whole party. So we'll leave it like that. Okay. And that concludes Arya's quest. I don't feel like playtesting right now because there are going to be issues, and I'd rather... Did I actually use that? I gave it to Arya. I'd rather look at the third companion and see what we can do with this guy. I say guy, it might be a girl. Don't remember what was the third one that I selected. Essentially, I took the first combat companion. That must be him. The first magic and the first stealth. So the next companion is Anjali. Anjali. And what is your story, Anjali? Valeria, Avolis, Aran, Aridis, Annika, Anna, and Jolie. Here's what we know. Wow. Furious, Anna, and Jolie. Okay. Anjali is a CM partner companion, and that was the extract that was given. The strangest thing happened today. I was pursuing a criminal when I came upon a small Breton boy playing in a clearing. I ran from one tree to another, laughing. I think I remember what I did. Okay, so the idea is he was pursuing a criminal in a forest. and he saw a boy, and it was something about what do you do with your life, and that's it. And I think what I went with, like, I would remove a Breton boy. Like, why Breton? I don't know if Cutthroat Mods had an idea for what that Breton boy that seemed to be a really powerful mage of something, like extremely powerful, maybe a deity, maybe a minor deity. I don't know if when writing this, Cutthroat Mods had someone in mind. It was like, just, I met a Breton boy that could have killed me. What I have done, I think I already looked for the location. MWSE, mods, then I FF owned. Yes, okay, I still have it. What I did for Anjoli is I made him a member of the Legion. And so that sort of ties in with the I was running after a criminal. I had commented all of these out so I could test the script, and it works. So Akul, we did that, sorry. We did his quest a few weeks ago. Actually, I had done it before the stream. Akul is an Argonan slaver. That's right. He captures and sells slaves. So you can find him in any of those 5 locations where slaves can be traded. Aria, these are all places with Maverick Ashes. And so Anjali will spawn at one of the Imperial forts. We keep that. Then, what do we have for his quest? I don't know that I modified the original one already. Anjali. Yeah, no, I kept the original. Yeah, and then I thought a possible quest for that was to meet that spirit again, but I'm like, nah. Anjali is a legionnaire. He once had the strangest encounter while chasing a criminal. He met a child who questioned Anjali's achievements in life. How about that? Anjali is a legionnaire. He once had the strangest encounter while chasing a criminal. He met a child who questioned Anjali's achievements in life. And that's not where the quest finishes. That's where we're at. You can't see, like, I can't see a word on my rectangle monitor. I absolutely hate that this cannot be made larger, or actually really what I would want is to make the font bigger. It's just, it's a pain. It's a pain to work with a dialogue window just because of the look. Never mind that it can get a little finicky and you can make a mistake real quick. Alright, this is where we're at. I'm going to move that, and I hope I won't forget it on one side. Let's find out what Anjali looks like. So he's a Bosmer legionnaire. I made him a stealth companion. Oh, Angeli is a lady. Okay. I have given her Imperial gear. This is from Tamriel Rebuilt. So the only thing she has randomized is her shirt and the shoes. Everybody has shoes. The reason why I gave everybody shoes is because even though I give them boots, depending on their skill or the quality of the boots, they might not equip them. So I give shoes in case, you know, they're an armored skill. That wouldn't be the case for her, but anyway. Do you have a weapon? Yes. So she has random clothes, but then the armor itself looks like that. And she's a sharpshooter. She's still a stealth companion, meaning she will have things to help you open locks and things like that. Alright. We need a quest for her, like a story for her. For now, all we have is that she needs to do something with her life, which might explain why she decides to join the player. And it's not he, it's she. Angeli will be traveling with me until she finds her purpose in life. That's very but anyway, you levelly scared me the other day. Oh, my level list are nasty. These are there we go. All of these are the wares level list. That's a lot. What is your idea, 7th Monday? It gave one of those black market dealers a constant effect. Okay, I missed something. Bonewalker summon amulet. Ah, it could be that's yeah, that's the problem that I have with the travelers, and I'll have to the traveling merchants, because with traders and shops they do have some items they carry and they own some items in the cell, including a chest or a barrel, sometimes hidden, sometimes not, that belongs to them, with the belonging being wares they can sell. But with traveling merchants, they can't own something in every cell where they travel. It would be a lot of cells where I would have to add a chest with things that they own, and that would work for only one traveling merchant. So instead, all the fences and traveling merchants, all the traders in Frens and Foes, actually carry in their inventory what they're selling. And if it's really good, they wear it. Which is why I added in the fences level list, there are all kinds of necromancy items, dwemer items. I remember when testing, there's the Nord leg, which I put as illegal necromancy items, and so that fence had the leg on the back, you know, like a sheathed weapon. So yeah, I see why that scared you. It's not the amount of level list, it's just the result of my level list. I'm not too sure how to go around that, other than simply remove the items that are illegal items but we would not want an NPC to wear, but because they're all illegal items really. The one thing that I can do is go back to, I don't have them here because it's Frens and Foes, but go back to Frens and Foes, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't remember my little notepad. Going to Frens and Foes. Traveling, yeah, I did add it. All my traveling merchants, I'm going to give them clothing, so they won't have random clothes anymore. I'm gonna give them clothing that is worth a lot of money. That way, they will never equip what they're trying to sell you or what you sell them as well. But that's solved with MCP anyway. So it is on my to-do list. All right, 7th Monday, your idea. Let's contrast the dull drill in the Imperial Legion with the noble impulse of the Imperial Knights. Ooh. Let's help her join the faction of the Imperial Knights, which technically already exists. It does, and at the same time, it will help her understand herself, of course. The classic story of cop who hates rules, but who wants to make the world a better place. Yeah. Because we need to find her a goal, right? So joining a faction with more prestige. So it's not exactly a meaningful goal, is it? Really. But then it comes down to what is success. Is it to be recognized and loved and respected, or is it to become philanthropic and help people? So that definitely could be one of her goals. However, as a sharpshooter, it's not exactly a knight class. Join the Imperial Knights, and again, I cannot type Imperials. Imperial Knights. I do like that. What would be the trigger, and how do we make that happen? The faction does exist. Do we have NPCs that have that faction? Imperial Cult, Imperial Legion, Mages Guild. No, that's disappointing. The thing is, there's a mod by Alice that actually uses the Imperial Nat faction and makes it a joinable faction. So we have options. The first option is for me to add an NPC and give him or her, I don't know, give them the Imperial Knight faction, and then we have to convince them to admit or to accept Anjali within their ranks, even though there's only one of them. Or I can make my mod rely on Alice's mod, so we get a mod synergy sort of thing. If you have this mod, then Anjali could become a member of the Imperial Knight faction, or we go another route. I like the idea of a mod synergy. I really like that. Maybe after doing something with the Duke in some way. I believe the Duke's guards are connected to the Knights in lore. I like the idea that when you're a legionnaire, you're just a cog in the machinery. You take orders, you do the drills. That is not very meaningful on any level, other than you're doing your duty, sir, yes, sir, which is important. Like, I'm not making fun, but like, you know, I'm thinking in terms of the character development. So joining the Imperial Knights would definitely be a step up. But is it very meaningful? All right, I need options. What could be another thing that a Bosmer legionnaire sharpshooter, but a Bosmer legionnaire might feel fulfilling, meaningful. I'm definitely keeping the Imperial Knights. About the Duke, I'm a little less into that because the Duke is still Hlalu, it's still Dunmer business. And it feels a little small. Vitruvian Guard just released a Balmora overhaul combining elements of beautiful cities of Morrowind, Dalara and Balmora. Ooh, that is so neat. That is so neat. I remember he was working on it. I'll have to check that out. We'll just published it, right? We'll take a look. Connect her back with her Bosmeri route in some way and going to the green pack. That could work. Okay. And remember, I want things to be different, to unfold differently depending on the player and what they do. So, one, we get the background. What if the player is a Bosmer? There it is. If the player is a Bosmer, maybe the player could say, you know, Green Pact and everything. The thing is, with the dialogue only, I cannot check that the player is actively following the Green Pact. With Lua, I could check that the player has selected the background, and when I say I, somebody else would have to do it. So it is a possibility, but it does complicate things. And right now this is all I have in my main Lua file. But you see, this is one companion and we have 200 of them. So this is gonna get pretty big already. So I'm not super keen on using Lua more than that. For now, let's take a look. It's like, are we getting some Skyrim flashback with the Cloud District? Only important people are allowed. Beautiful plaza with R0's mod. A back door for the servants, nice touch. A moat between Hightown and the commercial district, also serving as a sewer drain. Water from Hightown sewers coming down through pipes. The western bank. I'm confused. The eastern bank. Okay. So the western bank, this is Hightown. Okay. This is Hightown. Got it. The Sill Strider is somewhere there. And the temple is there. We don't see it. And here we have the Thieves Guild. I do like those bridges. I mean, this part in particular. Caius Cosadis over there. Labor Town verticality with untrivial pathing. Every staircase is functional and leads somewhere. Nice. I do like that, connecting the rooftops together. Yeah, that's cool. And the little bridges, I like that. I like that very much. Yes. The sewers below the south wall serves as a home for the paupers. Makes sense, they need to stay somewhere. Paupers. Cameratown base of operation below the council club. Nice touch. A look from the water level. Ooh, quite a few lanterns. I don't know what that does on the FPS. It's the trap. We love the lanterns. They're so pretty. And we've been run. Okay, that looks very, very neat. I like that. I'll have to take a look. I like that the different parts of town have a very different feel from... I am kind of hungry, yes. What are you making?
We could have a soda.
Yes.
What do you want it like now?
Yes-ish? Yes.
But do you have it on stream?
No.
So not right now.
In 30 minutes?
I can wait.
Latte. Get on. Oh, the saddest meow ever. Would you like to see just how huge Latte has become? This. Look at this. Big cat. Look at the face. It's as big as mine. Look at that. Alright, I'll let you go. Purr. Exploring the table. Checking the coffee. Not interested. I know, Latte. It's not the good coffee anymore. And settling down on the table. Obviously. There's no better place. Yeah, I like the sewers for Popers. Reptiloid, hello. Hope your summer has been going good so far. It doesn't feel like it's summer anymore, or yet, or anymore, because I'm still teaching. Like, teaching online has perks and disadvantages. One of the disadvantages is that I can teach all summer, so I don't have that summer holiday happening anymore, which is sad, but you know. But still, we've had some beautiful days, we've had some really hot days, but right now it's okay. So it's been good. It's been good. Thank you. I hope you're doing good as well. Yes, I will be going to France mid-August, and I should be a couple of weeks there visiting my family in different regions of France. We'll do Lyon, we'll do Normandy, we'll do Brittany, and then back home. That looks really, really good. And that should be a lot of fun to explore, considering that Vitruvian Guard really thought about little details, what it calls emergent storytelling. But you know, where you look at a place and you go, this is what must be happening here. Really nice. You've been pretty good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah.
Some big toasties.
No, I'm cool with soba. You offer me soba and I go like, yes, soba, and then you tell me I can't have it.
Yep.
The whole internet is witness to your cruelty. Really, really, really?
Very strongly, really.
But how about we have... No, I really prefer soba.
Have a soba. I can make you a soba eventually, but I fancy toasties more.
Fine. Fine. Oop, a comprehensive. How am I so good at spotting other people's typos and being completely blind to mine? Alright, that looks super, super interesting. I have to take a look. Just as soon as I start playing again. Just as soon. So, we were talking about a Bosmer. Are there quests in the game? Vanilla quest, miscellaneous, faction, main, anything? Are there quests that would be meaningful to a Bosmer? Can't think of any. Well, look at them. You're coming back? Yes, no? Staying there. Fine. A vanilla quest that could act as a trigger. Or this is the braver way, actually come up with the quest for her. Fargoth Ring. I mean, with the journal, we can actually check if we helped Fargoth. Maybe that would be a condition. That could be a condition for her quest to become available. Like if we've always sided with a Bosmer, but then hey, what about Galbadir? What about Galbadir? Nobody. I mean, questions, serious questions. In any of your Morrowind games, have you ever said, no, I shall not play a petty trick on a fellow Bosmer, playing as a Bosmer. I am not doing the quest for Ajira. Have you ever turned down that quest? I don't think I ever have. Especially considering that Morrowind doesn't give you a chance to go to Galbadir and say, that would be a good quest mod actually. Anyone who feels like making a quest mod, here's one. Ajira says, oh, can you just put that fake soul gem in Galbadir's desk? Ha ha ha. That will be so much fun. And you go to Galbadir and you say, Galbadir, here's a fake soul gem. What do you want to do about it? You have not? I have not either. I think it's mostly because there's no alternative, and just not doing the quest just takes away so many quests for you. You only play as Imperial characters. Okay, that also explains it. Okay. But there could be something along the lines of, oh, you helped Fargoth. Good job, how inspiring. And then, oh, you did not help Galbadir. How disappointing. We could look at the quest involving Bosmer. And she would react differently depending on what the player did. But then, if I go, I sort them by... I look at my companions. Because I think I have a few Bosmer companions. And I sort them by races. Ah, crap. That's not B, it's W for Wood Elf. Yeah, you see, we have a bunch of Wood Elf companions. So I think we could use those vanilla quests that involves Bosmer characters, and then depending on who we helped and who we didn't help, have a Bosmer companion react one way or another. But this is pretty bland and could work for any, essentially. Like, she's a legionnaire. We could come up with something. You didn't give Gaynor. Yes. Yes, here's another one. That could be fun. That could be fun. Not too sure what the result would be apart from, you know, dialogue. Shame on you, not standing side by side with your fellow Bosmers. I don't have a great achievement. I can't think of anything else besides joining the Imperial Knights. There are a couple of rescue missions, including one for the Imperial Legion, isn't there? Well, we'll keep that page. Imperial Legion quests. Morrowind. There's a couple of quests. Yes. Deed needs rescue a pilgrim. Why not? Rescue a tax collector doesn't feel grand enough. A fellow knight. Here we go. That's something we could do. Rescue someone kidnapped. Not as good as a fellow knight. Imperial citizen, we don't care as much. Kill a deserter, no, that doesn't feel like a grand. Retrieve the Lord's Mail, that is definitely something of maybe not epic proportion, but something we could use. Talentia, welcome back. Why, thank you. It's just really comfortable and light, mostly. All right. So we have 2 extra options. One could be using our companion's help to rescue a knight. But I think that finding a unique item is better. Ooh, collect, yeah, I like that too. Though again, that could work. That could work with it is. That could work with any Bosmer. Oh, the player needs to return those. So as a player, I return Krasimir, who has glad to give me. Do you need to find and return both items to get promoted? To receive a promotion, yes. I'm thinking that we could at least the Lord's Mail, because the Lord's Mail, like they said, it's something you can do even if I don't know, something where we would actually help Anjali find those 2 items, but then I would like her to keep them, but you'd have to, it means that the player cannot really get promoted. You kind of do, and you don't get it back. I don't think. I mean, that's not a problem if the player is not doing the Legion quest. Could Anjali ask for help, saying that she that she wants to become the Grandmaster of the Legion. And so that could be good. That could be good, where when talking to Anjali, she says, I've thought about it, and rather than remain a simple legionnaire, I wish to become the Grandmaster of the Imperial Legion. Will you help me? At which point the player can say, well, you see, I want to become the Grandmaster of the Legion, and there can only be one. You fight, which is in line with the lore and the quest and how it happens in game. Or you say, yeah, sure, and we can filter for faction. Even though I'm a member myself, I am not interested in having more responsibilities. Or yeah, sure, I'm not a member, but I'm happy to help you gain higher rank in the faction. I think that's fine. What do you think? Which means we can keep the idea. I don't have to try and make it work with another mod. We can keep the idea of using all the quests that involve Bosmer and have a companion. There can only be one, exactly. And have a Bosmer companion react to those. And what was the other idea you suggested, guys? I forgot. There was something else. The Green Pact, or maybe that was it. The Green Pact, the vanilla quest involving Bosmers. That's good. All right. So, Anjali, you are level 2. So I would say at level 5, tell me what you think, if it's a good idea or not. So far, what I've done is whatever little quest we have going on for the companions, it's after you've kept them with you for a while and after you train them, so they gained a few levels, then you get more of their story. So this is level 5, so she is level 2. At level 5, she would say, I thought about it and my goal is to be Grandmaster. Yeah, yes, no problem, Telesia. We are creating a little story for the 3rd companion from Friends and Friends. Actually, I'm gonna have to change that, but I'll do it later when I have all of them. And we are now looking at Anjali. She is a Bosmer. She is part of the Legion. And the background we got for her, that's legacy background. One day she was chasing a criminal and she found a boy, and the boy asked her what she had achieved in life. And so when you meet her, she goes, you know what? I'm not going to achieve anything guarding a fort. I'm going to travel with you. And now is the idea we just had. Once she gets to level 5, so once she's traveled with you for a little bit, unless you were already level 5, but I can't, change that. Once she gets to level 5, she says, you know what? I've thought about it and I know what I want to achieve. I want to get the highest possible rank in the Imperial Legion. Will you help me? Yes, happy to help you. I have no interest in being the Grandmaster of the Imperial Legion myself anyway. No, sorry, I do want to become the Grandmaster of the Imperial Legion, and there can only be one, which is true. Fight me. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'm gonna need here. This is gonna be entry 10. Level 5. I want to be Grandmaster of the Imperial Legion. Help. That's what it is. New. Yes, I can help. To which she said, to be promoted, I need the Lord's Mail and Chrysamere. And that would be 15. Or no fight. Ideally, maybe duel in the arena. Yeah, duel in the arena. And that's a 16. And that would end with Fort and 1 Anjali is dead. That is 26 and the end. Well, one of the ends. If we are at 15, I need the Lord's Mail and Chrysamere. Do I try to sort of hook into the vanilla quest? I think it gets complicated if I hook into the vanilla quest, especially because all the entries of the vanilla quest are going to be about me being asked to find the artifacts so that I can be promoted. So I think instead, when I'm here, it says, yes, I will help you. And she says, well, to progress further in the Legion, I need to find the Lord's Mail. In fact, it's going to be like that. It's going to be a mirror of the vanilla quest. And then once she finds the Lord's Mail, she's going to say yes. The second item I need is Chrysamere. I will look at the vanilla entries to sort of duplicate the instructions. And 3, she's gonna have to duel, what's his name? So we're gonna be in the arena. I'm gonna have to script that just a little bit. The script is going to be start fight NPC, NPC start fight other NPC. And then, I mean, it's either Anjali is high level enough and wins, has gear good enough and wins, or she dies trying to become the Grandmaster. I really like that. I really like that. This Bosmer god of salads, Ifri or something, is revered by the Bretons too, maybe somehow tied to that Breton boy in the dream. But I need to, let's see more about god of salads. I like that. This is not what I want. Lore. Ifre. Singer, storyteller, god of song and forest, the spirit of the now, and the Green Man is the most important deity in the Bosmeri pantheon, also worshipped by Alma Breton and Snow Elves. He occasionally was one of the strongest of the recognizable said to have been the first to transform himself in earth bones, giving rise to the rules and principle of nature of life. Important dude. Form the frame upon which nature is woven. Okay. Worship Altmer Bosmer. The Bosmer believed that out of the primordial ooze, he first brought forth the green, consisting of all plant life in the forest of Valenwood, from mosses to the mighty Gwar oaks, teaching the birds to sing and the waves to lap against the beach, and gaining sight perception of all that occurs within the sight of birds and the reflection of waters. Next to materialize, am I reading? Next to materialize were Ifri's people, the Bosmer. He instituted the Green Pact between the Bosmer and the Green, which forbade any harm to the plant life of Valenwood. In exchange, the elves could request the forest shape itself into their needs. Prenan was legend on the break of the pact. Then read during the ooze, their song of the word replaced with silence. Responsible for certain. the Breton boy could have been a manifestation of Ifra, god of salad. I like that. I really like that. But then we are back to the Green Pact. It would be about getting Anjoli to follow the Green Pact. Yeah, but he's god of nature. He created nature. Like all the plants and the waves, apparently, and the rivers. The problem or the difficulty with making an NPC or the player follow the Green Pact is that for me, through dialogue and Morrowind script, if it's really simple, I don't really have a way of making sure that the Green Pact is respected. Like, as a player, I just give my companion meat to eat. Meat salad. So I don't know how to make sure or how to make a companion follow the Green Pact. Other than have dialogue and the companion would say, ooh, I fancy a burger, and you'd say, no, or you know, like, ooh, look what. So the idea of the Green Pact, I'm not a lore buff, but I'll tell you the way I understand it. The idea of the Green Pact is you do not harm the forest, meaning you're not going to pick up or cut plants for yourself. That's the first thing. So you do not eat plants unless if it's a fruit and it has already fallen off the tree, then it's okay to collect it, but you don't harvest anything, essentially. That's the idea. And then the idea of the meat is that when you kill a creature, you don't kill it for fun, you kill it to sustain yourself. So sort of out of respect, when you do kill a creature, you eat it. And by extension, if you kill a person, you eat it too. That's the idea. So you do not pick up plants. If you find it and it's already detached from the plant or the tree, it's fine. So really, technically, I think from the Green Pact, with the Green Pact, if I go to Ariel's and it has mushrooms, I buy them. I am not the one ripping them off from nature. It's a bit of a dodgy thing, right? But yes, it's kind of blurry, and as Callinger is saying, as is the case with many religions, even in real life, there's many ways to interpret and understand and apply the teaching of any given religion. Some say it applies to the plant life, only in Valenwood, for example. Right, so if it's part of the green and the forest of Valenwood, then you don't hurt these forests. And that kind of makes sense, because the deal is that there, you do not harm the plant life of Valenwood, but then the trees are going to shape themselves into something that can be used, which is why the wood elves would live in the trees or around the trees. But there's no such deal with the trees of Vardenfell. In fact, the trees of Vardenfell do not shape themselves to house the Bosmers of Vardenfell. But anyway, for role-playing purposes, when you play as a Bosmer and you follow the Green Pact, you only eat meat. Even though there's all kinds of loopholes for it. Alright. It's a little bit, talking about it, it's fairly obvious that there are so many ways to go about this, not only role-playing, but then if I make a quest with it, I will have to impose one understanding of the Green Pact. I'm not really sure how to do that with the dialogue and the script, so... And I really like that. I really like that if you have this companion, you can do those 3 quests for the Legion, but not for you. Only eat meat can't be healthy, agreed. It's not. It's not too much protein. It's not good. But... And again, it's not that you only eat meat, it's just you don't pick up things in the forest. I like that. I actually really, really like that. Which is a life-threatening condition, honestly. I'm gonna stick to that. It stays with the whole legionnaire thing and the fact that she's a Bosmer. Why not? Possibly we could hint in the dialogue that the apparition was maybe Ifra, or the incarnation of I don't know who, what. I mean, it could even be Talos. I could even very easily. I wonder if I didn't do it. Did I already add the topic, the background topic for this character? Because the original story says a Breton boy, but we can be a young Bosmer child. We can be Arya Akul. No, I didn't write it. Like we do have some freedom. Like the apparition could be a I think a Bosmer or a Breton or a Dunmer or anything we want. New. And this will be Anjali's background. And that's when we have not talked to Anjali at all. I feel like the Green Pact is one of those things in lore that will immediately retcon by Bethesda the moment they make a main game set in Valenwood. If you play Elder Scrolls Online already, you do go to the Grat Forest, and there is that gigantic and incredibly old tree that is the capital. So it already brings elements of the Green Pact, I believe, more than any other reference that we have in the game. And now I remember the other idea you suggested for a Bosmer. It is find the Dance in the Fire books. I'm going to put a note for that, because it's good to have other Bosmer quests when there's a character that has nothing. I know some of the partners, companions, is just like a female character and she just wants to find love, which is a fair endeavor, but in terms of quests and backstory, it doesn't give a lot. So Bosmer quests. So there still is the Green Pact. There is vanilla quests with Bosmers. I mean, we thought of 3, Fargoth, Galbadir, and Gaynor. I don't know if there's a lot more. I would have to do some research. And Dance in the Fire. I feel that Dance in the Fire is reasonably easy to do, and a Bosmer living in Vvardenfell might feel pretty cut out from their root. Roots, Bosmer, Valenwood. And would want to learn more about their background. Let me see, from my Bosmer companions. These are all of my Bosmer characters. Do we have like a savant? That would be pretty cool. Sharpshooter, scout, beastmaster, watcher, hunter, crusader, commoner, enchanter. Okay, for example, Lao Wen right here. She's a commoner. What do you mean? She's gotta be somewhere in there. Unless I mistyped the name. That's good. Warthrall, Wolf, Yassam, Yasmin, Yarvella, Bosun. Oh. Journal of, we don't know whom. Did I actually delete? Crash. Grimgris. Well, okay, I can't find her journal entry right now. I actually had the books with all the journal and I deleted them. Like I didn't think right. Oh, maybe it's cap sensitive. No. Nope. Was, you know. But, you know, it might be one of those companions, female companion, that didn't have anything going on. So I feel for her, when that could be a quest that makes sense for a commoner. Because a savant would already have access to the book. For a commoner to get, I think there are 6 books. For a commoner to collect 6 books, and they're expensive books, being skill books, it's actually not easy to do. So that could be a quest for her. I don't remember if she had something. But you're going to be the top dog in the Legion. There was a recent Fargoth mod that had him practicing the Green Pact with corpses and body parts hidden in his basement. Why do I delete stuff? Because I was like, I don't need it. I'm putting all of their backgrounds from the journal into the dialogue and I just deleted them. Because one of the first thing I did was delete anything that was part of Friends and Foes and not strictly about the companions. I got carried away there. Like I shouldn't have. Clearly I shouldn't have. But that's the way it is. Okay, I'm happy about that. You do not need to be in top test anymore. I have left myself enough notes to remember what to do. And what I can do, because I wrote in my little notepad, but... Oh, but hang on. Morrowind. Morrowind seems to have had a privileged life so far. I don't know what her background is, but it definitely doesn't fit with the class of commoner that I gave her. So this will have to be changed. Clearly. Could we do the collect dance in the fire? Whoops. That could be a better thing. Bodil is a scout. Who else could be? A bard might have an interest in books. That would be a bardic thing to do. I mean, I deleted the journals, but Nelor is a bard and pleasant company on my travel. This means I had nothing good for him. Yeah, that's even better for a bard, because it might not be that he wants to know of his origin like on a spiritual level, but simply being a bard where you're supposed to be a lore master and have stories. To not know the story of your people is bad. So Neldor is a pretty good fit for that. But we'll see. I left myself some notes for both of them. I should be good. For now, guys, I'm hungry and I don't know if I'm gonna have the toasties or the soba. We'll see how it is, but I need to have something very, very soon. So I am going to abandon you. That's right. Just like that. But maybe, just maybe, we can find somebody doing Morrowind. Actually playing Morrowind for a change. I do want to play. I really, really do want to play. We'll get there at some point. Let's see. Morrowind. Morrowind. There's me. There's a Slav. Plays Morrowind for the first time, but it's in English. There's something in German. Well, let's give him a try. Because why not? Alright. Alright, let's do a raid. Hopefully I remember how to do those. See how it is. In more practical terms, next week, don't talk me, it's so rude. Next week I really do want to stream on Thursday, and I will put my alarm clock so that, you know, I don't oversleep, and I will stop relying on my cat to wake me up. We're going to do that. So I will see you on Thursday. I don't know what I'll do. I do want to play, I do want to mod, I do want to do more Oblivion as well. We'll see, but there's going to be something. We'll see.